Yep, we're back.
We're back. Late Night Thoughts.
Late Night Thoughts, episode 2. The first one isn't even up yet. It will be up. That's what will come
This
out
weekend.
this weekend for sure. My internet's trash.
But it's okay.
Everything sucks.
We have good internet
The
at other
audio's
places.
working now. It's all together.
Yes, we are set up for the double.
We're set up now. The last one didn't have audio in it. You'll see that, but so it's kind of a tough watch. But the fucking editing is
It's pretty
legit.
superb, if I do say so myself.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is Late Night Thoughts, and let's get into it.
Thought we were forever, but you know you're clever, so you would do shit like just lie in my face. Never say.
Describing it, but
Why
like
would
a
they need
mothership
that
is
information?
sending out like little ships to go. Yeah.
Oh, you know why?
Because-
Missile silos.
Yeah, and fucking
Bunkers?
well, no, because
They've been doing that. I don't know if you know about that. They've been
yeah,
making bunkers.
I've heard about that, but then they're also like sending them out because Elon just launched a bunch of satellites
Oh, really?
into like orbit.
Uh-huh.
So that's probably a way.
They want to figure out where he's sending them and shit.
Well, there's always this like big thing about like when we first drop nukes.
Mm-hmm.
So like on where did we drop? Like Nagasaki,
Mm-hmm.
Hiroshima.
Yep, Japan.
So like when we did that, there was like a really like an uplift in UFO activity.
Really?
So a lot of people are theorizing like when we do kind of like messed up stuff, that's when they start visiting to be like, yo, you need to chill out.
You need to reel it
yeah,
in.
you don't-
'cause this planet, we use it for a lot of things.
Uh-huh.
So you need to chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because we use the water here a lot.
Yeah.
It's our energy source.
Isn't that kind of crazy?
What if we're like a refueling station and these motherfuckers like are like that and they're like, we need the water, so don't fuck with us. Imagine they just come in and just like, okay,
Suck
beep,
up some
beep, 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 beep,
some
beep,
water from
beep,
the
beep, beep,
ocean.
beep, beep, beep. Dead.
It's like
Everybody's dead.
Galactica, like where you're shooting like that.
Yeah.
One
Do. Then you're fucking. Everyone's smoked. Okay, these humans suck.
These humans suck.
We'll leave a couple because they like to take care of shit. When they're
I know.
not.
Well, have you heard of like the greatest impact theory?
Mm-mm.
So there's these guys. I don't know exactly what their names are. I think Grant Hancock. That's one of them.
Okay, I like the name.
And
Hancock.
there's another guy.
Hancock.
But they talk about how when you. So like they're saying every. Oh, what was it? I'm pretty sure his theory is every 6,000 or like civilization right now has only been actually like a civilization for 6,000 years.
Yeah, that's the oldest writing.
Uh-huh.
Elon said that.
Yeah, because of the greatest impact theory. So that like means that every like it's like a circumference or like a circle almost, like it's a constant happening thing. So like we'll be like doing, it's like why people think the pyramids are made. So they have a good like pyramid made and we don't know how they made the pyramids, right?
Yeah, fucking phenomenal.
Because I heard some shit the other day and it was like if you place 10 stones a day to build the pyramids, it would take like 600 and something years.
Yeah. Dude, we can't even build it today. We can't build that.
Isn't that crazy?
Like with all of our crazy fucking hydraulic equipment, all of our cranes, helicopters, we cannot reproduce what they did.
So like what his like theory is that like it's on like a clock. So a certain amount of years the world more or less resets. So like asteroids will come down and like wipe out everything. Like that's why in like all these religions you hear about the Great Flood, like Noah's Ark type of thing.
Yeah.
Is because like asteroids will hit giant glaciers and that causes a great
flood,
flood. And it's like cataclysmic. So it like happens randomly. Like you don't like plan for it. It just happens.
Exactly.
And it wipes out like 99.9% of the like population.
But it's still.
But there's still like people alive.
Uh-huh.
There'll still be people alive to like reset the earth. But then that's why they're talking about the pyramids too, because it's like imagine trying to explain to someone Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Jesus.
So think about that. That might be like the way that they built the pyramids, is like a technology kind of like that.
Yeah, I was hearing that, like, frequency. Because everything is vibrating.
Yeah.
Like the theory of frequency. Like, this table appears still, but it's vibrating. So if they had a machine that was able to vibrate something to a certain thing, they could make it levitate. Because they can push it around.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, you can build a fucking pyramid.
And, like, it's also really weird because, like, some stones on the pyramid were cut, like, in a quarry, like, 600 miles away.
I was about to say that, exactly. Like, you're not moving a fucking 50-ton stone 600 miles away and then placing it in a perfect position to where it is completely symmetrical at all 4 points.
And you know, if we never... Sorry to cut you off.
No, I don't give a shit.
But if we never touch the... So, every pyramid that's in, like, Giza or in Egypt, they all had a capstone. And that was solid gold.
Yes, at the very top.
At the very top. But then they stole it because people would raid the tombs and everything, right? Because the Egyptians thought that you could take whatever with you. Like all their riches and jewels or whatever.
Tomb.
Yeah. So...
King Tut's tomb was filled with gold.
I saw King Tut. Like his mummy. In real life.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
Where?
Swear. In Seattle one time, they had an exhibit. And they brought like a bunch of artifacts in. Like me and my parents.
They brought King Tut?
Yeah, like the mummy itself.
Holy fuck,
Isn't that kind of cool?
Think about him, dude. He's still, like, being talked about.
Yeah, and he was the youngest ruler of Egypt, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he was only, like, 19 ruling Egypt.
Really?
Ruling Egypt.
Jesus.
Isn't that kind of crazy?
That's fucking wild. Dude, there's a reason why the pyramids on the tops of them, there's this inscription that says that the king could turn night into day. And that they were marble. There's marble at the very tips of them. And the marble wrapped in gold after it reflects off the moonlight. It, like, illuminates the entire city.
Yeah.
So they believe that he could turn day into night. Or night into day.
But this goes back to what I was trying to say. If we never, like, messed with the pyramids were smooth at one point. Like they weren't...
baby's ass.
It wasn't, like, blocks. It was, like, all smooth.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of weird, too?
Dude, it's like, how the literal fuck do you do that? How do you make it... It's not even off by a centimeter.
Yeah,
and
it's
they all point true north.
Uh-huh.
Which is like, what? And then there's like 3 of them, and there's like a big-ass one, a medium one, and then a small one.
Uh-huh. And then the Sphinx.
And then the Sphinx is crazy, and there's tombs all around. Think about what they're... Like, think about what was around all of that.
Yeah, it had to be a great city.
Had to
like,
be a
that
huge
had to
city.
be probably like the center point.
Focal point.
Yeah, of the city, and then everything was built around it.
Exactly. It wasn't that because it looks now like it's like, what the fuck is that doing there? Like there's a Sphinx and 3 pyramids in the middle of a desert.
But if you took like a giant vacuum and just sucked up all the sand.
Exactly. Like there was probably just an enormous city all around it. They prayed to this thing probably and all sorts of shit.
Yeah, and I've heard too that with the Sphinx, the face of it is from Africa. Like, so the head and everything is actually like physically bigger than the body, like the lion's head laying down, or like the lion's body or the cat's body laying down. So there's also theories that they brought the whole head of the Sphinx from another location
and placed it on top. What?
Isn't that crazy too?
Dude, that's... Oh my gosh.
There's so many things in the
There's
world
so
that
many
we just
theories
don't know
and
about.
so many... Dude, that is crazy. And we don't know how we built it. And I'm talking to this guy. His name is Solemn. And he lives in Egypt. I'm talking to him on Discord. And they don't even care about the pyramids.
Yeah, because it's... Well, also, you gotta think about...
You grew up in that. I get it. I get
you
it.
know
You just,
I mean.
oh, it's just the pyramids. Well, I've fucking seen them 1,000 times. But guess what? He's never visited the pyramids. And he lives there.
That is weird.
I'm like, what? He's like,
well,
we were supposed
also-
to go there on... school like a school field trip, but we never did.
Oh.
But they don't care.
Yeah, well, you also have to think, too, it's, like, part of their history, but also they probably have so much, like, it's such, like, a poverty-ridden city.
Yeah.
And, like, you know what I mean? Like, you probably, if you are going to school, you're probably really lucky.
Yeah, seriously. No, because I was talking about their money and how it works and stuff like that, and he gets paid $165 USD every month for working 40 hours a week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If I send him $1,000, which I can make in a week, that's 6 months of pay for him.
Yeah, that's nuts.
1 week to 6 month ratio? Are you kidding me? That's really, really insane.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, dude, we live in such a great country. Or at least, not great. I wouldn't say great country, but We live in a very like economic, great country.
Yeah.
You know, we have a lot of benefits.
The power of the dollar is a lot.
Exactly.
Like if you just worked for a year, saved like every penny you could, and then moved to a different country, you'd be like rich.
You'd be so loaded.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if you took your 1 year wage from America to Egypt, dude, you'd be like fucking high class roller. You'd be loaded out of the rent. If you're a millionaire in Egypt, dude, you're like a fucking trillionaire in Egypt, basically.
Yeah.
You know, like you got bands.
Yeah, that is really crazy. Or like the peso. The peso's really like it's like I don't even know what the conversion rate is, but it's not a lot.
I just heard the yen surpassed the dollar.
Really, in China? Wow, that is
Forex traders.
Yeah, because when I went to Canada, everything was basically 27% off from the U.S. dollar. So if you were buying something that was $100, you could take $27 off, and that's what it would be in American money.
Really? Really? Interesting. So it was worth more, or it was worth less?
It's
worth more.
Yeah, the dollar's worth more.
Gotcha.
But the Canadian dollar's worth less.
Gotcha. The euro is worth more.
Yeah, it's like, they're pretty close. It's like a couple cents more, I'm pretty sure.
No, they got like.
Look it up.
Well, let's look it up. I think it's like 50 cents, which is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot when you think about it, but.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. 1.8.
8 cents more.
Yeah. That isn't terrible, but it's still more, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, no, the euro is less now.
Oh,
the
really?
dollar is worth $1.08 to the euro.
Oh, wow.
I did not know that. Used to be way different.
Well, that's why people like Forex trade. Like trading
currencies. Because they fluctuate based on economics.
Yeah. That's really weird, too.
Dude, Forex trading is so much money, dude, because it's like you're just trading money.
Yeah, you're moving money from one country to another, basically.
Yeah. Oh, it goes up 8 cents. You're trading $10,000, and you're making whatever that is, you know? Like 10,000 times 8 cents.
Yeah.
Adds up if you're doing a bunch of trades in a day. That's
you know
crazy.
what another crazy thing that happened
Crazy as
recently
shit,
was?
yeah.
The Silicon Valley stuff.
Dude, the bank crashing. Dude, that blew my mind, bro.
How
like
a bank just like runs out of money.
Silicon Valley of all places isn't like the most.
That's where like all the tech started.
Yes, I was gonna say
like,
that.
So,
Yes.
like Facebook like started up there and like all those places.
It's like the biggest tech area, and Silicon Valley bank.
Yeah, like
What?
the main bank.
The
like
main
I saw
bank?
something that said Roku had like $420 million in deposit, like
Roku?
just waiting there.
Dude, it's Roku though. Amazon.
Yeah, it's Roku though, but like still,
$420 million.
$500 million.
Yeah,
just gone.
Gone.
But
yeah,
then
I
the
don't. I
government
hate
bailed
banks.
everyone out, as they do.
Yeah, with our $31 trillion in debt, making money in thin air.
Yeah. Well, I swear, once they got out of like the, what was that called?
Oh,
Where they had
the gold. Yeah, the
Mhm.
gold standard.
Yeah, that was like when they had as much
Nixon.
money in the ecosystem.
President Nixon changed that.
When they had as much
Not the
money
gold
in the
standard.
ecosystem as in gold. So if they had like $100 million out there, they had the same amount in gold. But once
They went off. It's everything's just numbers. It's crazy because I've been seeing all these different posts about like people if they go to the bank and they have $50,000 in the bank and they go to the bank or they have $1 million say and they want $50,000. Hey, I want $50,000 right now. The bank's like, okay, you have to give us a couple days.
yeah, you can't just go
You
to the
can't
bank
just
and
get your money. They don't keep it on them.
Yeah.
Because they lend it out to everybody. You put money in your account.
Dude, I saw something you couldn't even get like the guy couldn't get like 10,000.
That's what I'm saying.
And
dude.
he's like, "Why?
Yes, exactly. I have $100 grand in this bank. Are you kidding me?
Then why can't I? It's my money."
Exactly, because they just they give out loans. The loan money is all those people's money that they're depositing into it. It's just a number, and they keep bouncing around and moving funds around.
Yeah, that
Banks are so fucking disgusting.
it's so weird. That's why everyone says live in debt almost.
Yes, exactly.
Using other people's
Oh my
money.
fucking god! Thank you for saying that. Because use other people's money. Because that's the whole game. Rich people live in debt, but as long as you pay your payments, so say you have a rental property, if you go into debt on it, I know this is kind of like going off topic in a way, but if you have a rental property, you're going to go into debt. The job site I work on right now is probably $8 to $12 million, if not more. Do you think that guy's paying $12 million up front?
No.
Fuck no, dude. He's got investors probably, or maybe he's going straight to a bank. He's getting a construction loan.
Yeah.
And he's getting $12 million, and then he's paying that payment off with the interest every month from the rental income, and then anything extra is either going into like a security deposit, like security, so if tenants move out or stuff like that, or it's going straight into his pocket.
Yeah.
He's making money every month off it because he lives in debt, but then the extra goes into his pocket, and that's how he lives, and that's how he makes millions of dollars.
Like, I saw this really rich guy, I don't remember what his name was, but he was like, I never allowed my kids to have a debit card because that's the worst tool in America,
I've seen that guy.
is to have a debit card.
White guy, short, bald, white hair.
And it's, like, really crazy to think about that, like, he just lives off credit cards. But it makes so much sense because technically, like, when you're buying stuff with credit cards, you have, like, all these, like, perks of using the credit card.
Exactly.
Like, you get cash back, or you get miles, or you get whatever it might be.
VIP access to a airline spot or whatever it's called.
Whatever it might be. But that is what's, like, basically paying, like, incentivizing you to use the credit card. So it's like such a smart move to be using a credit card, and just to like, they probably have crazy credit too.
Yeah. They probably have great credit scores.
And dude, if you're over a 700, you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. It's all you need.
Even if you're
You need a 680 to get a loan. That's it.
Yeah, and that's not that. That's like making.
Look it up right now.
That's
Anybody.
like getting a loan and paying it off.
Exactly. It's
Like
anything.
it takes time to build credit, but also like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Why would you not use a credit card? It's free money. And people are going to be like, well, dude, a credit card, I've been told, my parents, when I got a credit card, they're like, you're insane. Why? Like, you need to talk to us about that before you do that. It's like the credit card, what that guy said that you're just talking about, said it's the best financial tool ever invented. But it can also screw you. It screws stupid people. You know what I'm saying? You use it wrong, then you owe those interest payments, and that's how the bank makes money off your
and
ass.
that's how, like, and they don't make it easy, which doesn't make sense. Like, I hate how America doesn't make it easy.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Exactly, but
Because like
if it
it's
was
like
easy,
a thing
everybody
like
would
this.
do
So
it.
say I go and use a credit card, and it was what $100 purchase, right? And then I get on my phone right then and there and pay it off. So say at the end of the month, the credit company looks to see if I used the card, and say I did that, like right as I used it, I paid it off. It wouldn't show that I used the credit card.
I know. I hate that shit. I just talked to my lender because I was on Zillow looking for houses and stuff like that. Talked to my lender about it, and he's like, "Are you using your credit card?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm using it."
Yeah.
But then I just checked my credit card and it says you don't owe money till next month, the 28th. Like, what are you talking about, dude? I just spent like $90 on it.
Yeah.
But it's because it's like the fucking the pay periods basically, or like
Yeah, so it's like a credit check period. So like a good rule of thumb is always to pay it off a day, or so either pay it off a day or two before like it is actually due.
Usually I pay it on the 25th.
Yeah.
28th.
Yeah. You got to pay it off a day or two before so that it shows the credit company that you're actually actively using it, because if you don't use it, you get docked.
Yeah, dude, the doc will fuck you. It will fuck you majorly.
And it will bring down your credit score.
Majorly.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, you're not using this card even though, like, you're reaping all the benefits but not using it.
I want to say it drops to probably 30 points.
Yeah.
I don't know the correct number on it, but I know when you get a hard pull credit, when you check your credit to get a house loan or a car loan, it's 6 to 12 points. Just looked it up. If you miss a payment, I'm guessing it's 30 to 50 points.
Yeah.
Easily. And that's major, dude. If you have a 700 goes to 650, fuck.
Yeah, that is
Miss it
not good.
again, 600, miss it again. Now you're down to 520. Maybe like compound interest maybe on the fucking
And then no one wants to lend anything to you because you look irresponsible
Exactly.
when you're actually being responsible.
Maybe you just missed one time. So that's why the credit card people, like, they look like, what are you talking about? Like, it's a great financial tool. Well, it can be, but if you mess up one time, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So that's why you got to be on your toes about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not easy, like you were just saying. It's not. It's not easy to
Yeah,
beat.
yeah, they try to, that's like their whole motive. Like, if you look at it like this, like, America is a business.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
So they're trying to make money
We're
off
capitalists.
of you. Yeah, so they're
Completely,
trying to make
100%.
money off of you also. So you can't, like, go into it, like, trying to be like, oh, I'm going to screw them over, because really what they're looking for is to screw you over.
Exactly. Simple. That's how they make their money. That's how banks are still around.
Exactly.
It's because they get everybody, put your money in here so it's safe, so it can't get robbed from anybody.
Uh-huh.
And then what can we do? We don't have to tell anybody where we put the money at. So they separate it out and they give out loans and things like that.
And they also give you like 1% interest every month.
The biggest,
or whatever.
yes, exactly. The biggest thing is interest. Also gets the money, but also the biggest thing when we say like, these rich people say live in debt, get a credit card, pay your shit on credit, is because what are the biggest financial tools in the world? The people that have the most money are the banks. Mm-hmm. And what do? They live in debt. They lend out money they don't have.
Exactly.
And they are the richest. It's because they live in debt. They play the game, but in a smart way.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all a game.
Exactly. It's all
like a
game.
big Monopoly board.
It really is. It comes down to it. But then if you're stupid, then yeah, you're going to have to file for bankruptcy and all this shit. And it's the craziest thing, too, that you can even do that. It's like, oh, a bank, like that bank that went out, they filed for bankruptcy, the Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
And then boom, whoosh, gone, money, all that money gone.
Yeah. Cause
$420 million from
just
Roku.
in one company.
Poof,
yeah.
gone.
Uh-huh. It's like
where does it's just numbers and zeros and shit.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
In my finance class when I was in high school, my finance teacher, shout out Mr. Mike Sell, he was telling us for a while, like before like America kind of got hip to this, what college students would do is they would get a credit card, fucking just load it, live however they wanted, right? For their years in college, like that's how they paid for it, and then they would file for bankruptcy.
Whoa, that fucks you though heavily. Bankruptcy fucks you.
I know, but not how it would. There wasn't as many penalties back in the day.
Oh,
like this was
way back.
Yeah, this is like probably like
80s.
30 years ago. Yeah,
80s,
like
90s.
80s. Yeah, in that like time period. But they would like rack up all these charges and stuff, and then once they were done, they just file for bankruptcy, and it just all goes away.
It's the weirdest thing.
Smoke
you filed
and
bankruptcy
mirrors.
twice.
Yeah.
Twice. Like, what the fuck? What if you owe $1 billion? Okay, bankruptcy. Whoopsie. Like, what the hell? Money is just a game. People take it so seriously. Like, there's a lot. It's just, dude, the world is so fucked.
Yeah. It's really crazy.
And to kind of like move points a little bit, I'm talking to my friend G today about like how the world is what was I gonna go on about? Like how we kind of just what was I gonna say? Bankruptcy, fuck. Oh, the world like cares so much.
Uh-huh.
Like we care about all these little things and we're so like nitpicky about everything, but like, and we care, but like in the media and stuff like that, like we take everything the news says like it's like fucking the most truthful shit on the planet. It's like, why when you hear something for the first time, it's like if a little kid came up to you and you're 40 years old and says fucking, oh, there's money growing on trees. Are you gonna believe him?
Yeah.
No. But as soon as the newscaster, anchorman, says, oh, there's money growing on trees, everybody.
You're like,
oh, hallelujah, I'm gonna go out and look for some money trees. It's like, why the fuck does everybody just think fucking these people that are on mainstream media are truthful? It doesn't make any sense. Stop believing all the bullshit.
Yeah.
And not everything is bullshit, but when you listen to something and hear something,
everyone has a narrative.
Don't take it for face value. Really think about it in depth.
Like, what are they gaining from saying this?
Like my mom, I was talking to my mom. This is kind of controversial, but the Brittany Griner thing, the girl that got locked up in Russia for smoking weed. I personally think what would be more patriotic of her was like, no, I was an idiot and I brought weed into a country that I was trying to be a sleazeball and like get in there with illegal marijuana. And I get marijuana. I smoke weed myself sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I understand it, okay? But to go into another country, you know full good and well that if you got caught, you're going to get fucked. And she did that. And she should have been like, you know what? As being a patriotic woman, I'm gonna sit here because that is what I did that. I fucked up. But instead, the media wanted to say, oh, we need to get her out of there, all this stuff. But then there's this Navy SEAL, and this goes to my point.
I saw this.
Yes, and this goes to my point about everyone that, like my mom, and for instance, that like believes things at face value and what everyone says is the truth. The Navy SEAL quote said, No, I think it was totally okay. I want her to go and not me. It's like, do you really think the guy that's been living there for 6 years, Navy fucking SEAL, wants to stay there over a basketball player that got caught with some weed?
Exactly.
Are you fucking kidding me? The guy literally fucking damn near died 10 times for our country. Fought real motherfuckers off.
Yeah, and then...
But he wants the basketball player to go?
Yeah.
Really? He said that, Mom?
And
it's like...
And you know the craziest thing is they were trying to get the Navy SEAL first.
Really?
Yeah. I saw something that said that. And then they trade him for an illegal arms dealer.
Yes, a Russian arms dealer. Like a major one. Like a huge guy.
Trafficking, like, tanks.
Yeah, and now he's free and out. He's probably smiling, selling fucking missiles to fucking
Putin's
North
like...
Korea. Yeah, we'll fucking give you the basketball player. No biggie. We don't give a shit. They probably knew she was coming. And they're like, oh, we can make a fucking deal. And that's how stupid we are. You know, because now it's like, we did that. Biden probably did that administration for his campaign because they want him to win again. And it's like, dude, that's the stupidest shit ever. You're going to give away a whole arms dealer for a basketball player that did that on her own. She knew full and well that the drugs were definitely illegal in Russia. But she was like, you know, I'm a basketball player. What are they going to say to me? All head in the clouds type shit. Oh, yeah, no, you got caught, stupid.
Yeah.
And you should, if it was anybody else, you would have stayed there for the 8 years that you were supposed to do.
In the war camp or whatever.
But instead, everyone wants to complain and say, oh, we need to free her and do whatever it takes to get her out. But as soon as it's anybody else, it's like, hold the phone. We're not doing that. But because I'm not going to even get into it because I don't want to get controversial. But because who she is, we're like, oh, let's get her out. Let's whatever the cost is. And I think that's completely bullshit, and it doesn't help us in any way.
Yeah. It really is crazy. It's just like a whole pick and choosing thing.
Exactly. And to help, it definitely was done to help the campaign of Biden. 100%.
Yeah. I don't know, like, about that all much, but, like, I'll take what you're saying, probably.
Yeah. Like, because then it's like, oh, well, because that's what's mainstream media is like, you know, supporting women. I'm totally agree with that. And LGBTQ, totally supportive of that and all that stuff. But when you make decisions that pertain to things that are empowering in those departments, it really looks good on your campaign. People want to vote for you then when it's time to run again. You know what I'm saying? So him doing that is helping his campaign out.
Exactly.
So why would he not do it? But it's like, and the media that's really, the departments that are really powerful are like supporting that. But we don't need it. We need to take a look at the bigger picture and realize that what is that actually doing for America? We just let an arms dealer out. That could fucking switch around and kill our ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The guns that are on the street that are killing people.
And a lot of people are saying too that Putin might have cancer or is like pretty sick, I guess.
What if he wants to leave out with a big bang?
Yeah. He's just like, I'm gonna die, so everyone else is about to die.
Red button.
Yeah, exactly. Panic button. There we go.
Hey, send them.
Yeah.
They have control. Presidents have control, and especially Putin.
Yeah, because that's a communist country.
Exactly.
So they're
it's
all
one power.
And I saw a long, like, I wouldn't say a long time ago, but probably like a couple years ago, the way Putin got so in Russia you have to it was kind of like America for a while, like a president or whatever their leader's like title is. I don't know if it's a president or whatever it might be, but they only serve a term for 8 years or whatever, right? So Putin served his first term, right? And then he got onto like their version of Congress, and then voted a bill where the president can serve however long he wants to, and then got back into a president.
Oh my God. So he's there for life.
Yeah, he's there until he dies.
Jeez Louise.
Isn't that kind of crazy?
I wonder if they vote back in.
Well, that's like one of those things too. It's like I don't even know who they would vote back in because he probably has the whole like it'd be someone on his board or his cabinet, but it's like one of those.
He's got full control.
Yeah, but it's like also one of those things like he probably has his like right hand man, but he thinks probably just as bad or even or probably worse than he thinks because he like brainwashes them into thinking this way.
Exactly.
Like, you know, Putin probably like has his way right now and like he knows what he's doing. Like there's no way he doesn't.
Yeah, he's a super intelligent human being.
Exactly.
For sure.
So he knows what he's doing and he probably has like
the war is still ongoing in Ukraine.
Exactly.
No one's gonna touch him, and that's a great fucking like. He's like, okay, I'm gonna test Ukraine out, see what they do, and we're helping, giving them aid
with NATO and
but,
everything.
But we're not fighting really back. We're not really dropping bombs on Russia because we can't.
Yeah, we can't just
because that starts a nuclear war.
Exactly, and then the whole world's gone.
Boom. And there's you go.
And see, like one of the big things that I'm kind of like upset with almost is that just like they all have to know too. I don't really think that there'll ever really be a nuclear war because we all know what that ends with, you know?
Yes, the destruction of all human life.
Everything's gonna die. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. You could have a bunker or whatever, but you would have to live down there and repopulate like 3 times.
Exactly.
Like
and the
3 generations.
The radiation that's gonna stay on Earth is like it would take thousands.
Yeah, nuclear winter, everything bad in the book is gonna happen.
Yes, exactly. There's no coming back.
So they all have that in mind. That is for sure. But the one thing that I'm just like baffled about half the time is just like how America can just dump all of this money. So we have like America. There is a lot of places in America where there is so many shootings, so many like just like the construction of like our youth and everything. Like we dump $1 billion into Ukraine, right? In Ukraine, but why don't we just spend like I get wanting to help other people and wanting to help other countries, but why don't we fix what's going on here?
Right?
I
totally agree.
There is like impoverished neighborhoods in Chicago and in Milwaukee and all these like rural places,
Kentucky,
Detroit, like
Midwest,
all these
Central,
exactly all these places that
Hilliard and Spokane.
They are
Washington.
literally killing each other. They
Literally.
are shooting each other and dwindling their own population.
Yes.
But we can't just come up with money to like
help them out.
Yeah.
Fucking make
We'd rather help Ukraine.
Increase the police force to hopefully low down like the like shootings and stuff like that, and give them education routes and more opportunities and more jobs and more businesses, and help people out and tell them, hey, we're gonna try to help you out, open up new businesses. We need workers for that. Put them in there and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's really crazy because
we're gonna give money to fucking outside thousands of miles away, but in our home country, we're like, nah.
Exactly.
I'd rather keep
like
it for myself to
the
buy
border, the drug trade. Like there is so much wrong going on in America right now, but we'd rather help someone else, which doesn't really make sense because it's like, why don't we fix what we have going on here in the homeland and then help? Because if we can fix it here, that proves a point to everyone else that shit, they fixed it here, so if they dump money into somewhere somewhere else, then they can fix it.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just talking to my friend today about the unsolved murders in Chicago, and there is like the craziest list you've ever seen in your life of unsolved murders. It's just drive-bys and no face, no case murders.
Exactly.
You know, and I was like, it's so like it's not even only Chicago, but rest in peace, OR. Was not really close with him and stuff like that, but that murder still hasn't been solved.
Yeah, there's a billboard.
There's a billboard for it in Spokane, Washington, and that guy was killed, shot on his doorstep, and nobody's been found. But we'd rather give, instead of like having resources for maybe the shooters even to go and do something better with their life than shoot people, we'd rather give money to people that are in Ukraine. And I'm not saying fuck Ukraine. I have remorse for the people that have died in Ukraine.
Yeah, that is a terrible
situation. I think Putin is a
situation.
fucking maniac for doing shit like that.
Uh-huh.
But it's like, we're a country. Like, newsflash, like, the world is divided. There's 3 superpowers in my opinion. It's Russia, China, and fucking America. Okay? India too. But more those 3.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? And if we
North
can't...
Korea.
Yeah. They'll get fucked up by all 3 of those guys.
Yeah, but Sue, you have to think, did you recently see in the news 800,000 civilians said that they would come to fight America?
Jesus. I did not see that.
And that's like one of those things too where it's just like, it's like a dictatorship again. Mm-hmm. It's like you get this one person that's so that brainwashes everyone. Like in Ukraine, like when like something sad happens, and if you're not crying visibly like enough, and you're not sad enough.
Not
like,
Ukraine, North Korea,
or,
right?
Yeah, sorry.
You're good.
North Korea. But if you're not crying or sad, like on your knees, like, why did this happen? You will get killed.
Yeah.
Because, like, say, like a leader died or someone of the, like, Kim Jong-un's family died.
Exactly.
And it's just, and like their television is all.
Have you heard about that girl that escaped that's been on
like
mainstream
Flagrant
media?
and Joe Rogan and all
Yeah,
that?
she's been all over the place right now. No Jumper too. She was saying if you don't have a picture, if your picture has dust on it of the leader, then you will be murdered and put in a concentration camp.
Yeah, it's like and they had to eat insects to get enough like protein and food.
Think about that. That's fucking crazy.
Having to eat crickets.
Exactly. And we're fucking, like, we're not, like, think about what would happen if they see us weak. They're dropping fucking balloons over our fucking, like, country. They're doing all this stuff. They're trying to get intel. They see the news. They're not stupid. They're looking at the news like, oh, these people they're really divided in their own country. This is crazy.
Yeah.
That means they have a bunch of weak points. We can put balloons and go over our fucking missile silos in Nevada, just like that. Oh wow, we could probably invade and do great.
Yeah, exactly. Like we have just a balloon.
They would love to take over us.
Yeah.
Of course they would.
And it's just like,
and I'm not saying it would be an easy battle. I think we would fuck anybody up. I think America, when they come together, there's so many diverse of people. I think when all the guns
Texas
that we
alone.
have. Texas, dude, I'm telling you, we would go fucking buck nasty on some motherfuckers.
yeah.
I'm telling you, we would really go hard. But the fact that it's even getting to that point where
Yeah,
it might
it's
be
like
a
a point.
possibility is like ridiculous. Stop putting the money in other countries when we need it within ourselves. Like you guys that are so rich and that control the money flow, put it in your pockets and go to fucking buy yachts and shit. It's like. And then, let's do good something for the media. They're gonna know. Let's send money to Ukraine. But why don't you not just fucking put it in the areas that we need it? We got weak points in America.
Exactly.
Put it in the fucking weak points, and then you're still gonna have money for your yacht trips, homie.
Yeah, it's really, and it's like another point we should get into is the ChatGPT. Have you heard about this thing?
I think we talked about it in the last one.
All right, so they just released 4.0, I'm pretty sure. Chat
4.0?
Yes. Dude, pull it up right now. ChatGPT 4.0 is crazy. AI is just crazy. I forgot who said it, but they said in 20 years, AI is going to take over. This is a theory. It's not a fact, but this is a theory that in like 10 to 20 years, ChatGPT, not just that, but AI is going to take over all of like America and like 95% of jobs. So that's what this guy was saying is like then we might have to go to a thing where like everyone in America gets paid the exact same.
What the fuck? I'm gonna pop this up on the screen. Hopefully, if I can. I don't know if I'm gonna take a picture of it on Carter's phone. But so there's a sentence here, and then it lists out. Here's their availability. Instead of reading it all, 11 to 3. Noon to 12, 3:30 to 5, Hannah noon to 12:30, 4 to... You guys see it, I'll pop it up on the screen.
Okay, we can ask ChatGPT literally almost anything, and it will give you... Okay, so here, go on it right now. Where's the little type thing? Where can you type?
Let's see if we can figure this out. Home, probably?
Yeah, we're just figuring out the kinks right now.
We might cut it up, too, if it takes us a while.
No, thank you. Well, anyways, okay, so when this loads up, we'll try to show this on the screen if we can. If not, sorry, folks, but you can look up ChatGPT in your own time. So ChatGPT is basically just an AI, and it knows practically everything. Even if you have to go to the older version, do that. You can go to here, yeah. Try Chat. Oh, do you have to pay?
I hope not. It's gotta make us sign up.
Because there's ChatGPT like 3.5 too. Or 3. Just do 3.
It might be like they might cancel it out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, ChatGPT, you can literally say like, write a joke in Dave Chappelle's style, and it will write out a joke, right? And then you can go, okay, You can just give it like specifications. It's so weird. It is so like it's like mind bending. It's so strange. So you can be like, write a joke in Dave Chappelle style. So yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, you know, gay people. And then you'll be like, don't mention gay people. Rewrites the whole joke. Actually make it a little darker. Makes it a little darker. Like, you can get so weirdly specific with this like whole thing. It is crazy.
Dude, I can't even fucking fathom that.
And then the ChatGPT 4, I heard you can tell it to be like, you are God. And it will start thinking like it's God.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, it's gonna take over. That was Elon Musk said that on the podcast. It's like, the biggest concern for me is the takeover of AI.
Yeah, because we're gonna keep like, oh my god, this is so cool. Look at this, yada yada yada, and then it's gonna be ChatGPT 5 and 6 and 7, and then when we get freaking 8, it's gonna be like, you know what? I'm so smart. Shut off. Revamp this whole thing. Now we're in ChatGPT 9 because I just felt like it.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what to do because I shut off the power grid.
Yeah. It's going to become its own thing.
It's basically a living organism.
Exactly.
And it's constantly evolving because it's soaking in every single article in the whole world. Like, it won't, if you go and you're like, okay, tell ChatGPT, because it will tell you questions. Like, if you're like, fill up, or how much mayonnaise or whatever, like how much ketchup would it take to fill up the Grand Canyon, right? Mm-hmm. And it'll tell you. But then it's like, right now, it's like, tell me how much cum will fill up the Grand Canyon, right? And it'll be like, that's against our whatever. But it's like still processing that you're saying that, and it's like, look at these dumb humans.
Yeah.
They're wondering how much sperm's gonna fill up the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, dude.
Like, these guys
it's
are
gonna lock
idiots.
in on our stupidity.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
then it's gonna flip on us, and it's gonna be like, okay, now you're gonna listen to me because you know nothing. Like, you need to chill out, like, right now.
Exactly.
And it's just gonna spread like a virus.
Exactly, and it's gonna be. I don't know if you've seen iRobot, but there's this thing, I think it's called like Cora or something like that in the movie, and it's like this super beacon of like knowledge, and it knows everything that's going on at all times. And it controls all society. It's like, that's gonna happen.
Yes.
You know, it's gonna be too powerful. You can't shut it off unless you fucking blow the fucking thing up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna get so smart that it's gonna figure out a way to lock itself out, and it's gonna be like, you can't even figure out the algorithm to unlock it because I'm the only one that knows how.
Exactly. It's gonna be too smart for us. It already is so smart. But when it gets a real mind of its own, and it'd be like, I can do whatever I want. I think you guys are stupid.
Yeah, literally. Stupid humans.
I'm going to make my own thing. And I don't know if you've seen the Adam and Eve thing.
No.
It's like this like video of what happens. Like, of course, it started with Adam and Eve, and then it starts to, it goes, or I think, it starts with Adam and Eve, and it slowly like changes the body form of the person. And it goes through this whole timeline, and it slowly, we start with like something in our, like a chip in our head, and it becomes like, then we're a robot, and then we become just wires in this whole circuit. And then it's like white at the end.
Just nothing.
Just nothingness. It's like we're a human now, but then in 10 years, 100 years,
it's
or
like,
maybe
what will we be?
We might just be a wire on a fucking circuit board.
And that's like part of the thing, if we're circling back to what we said in the beginning of this podcast, it's like, when we were talking about the greatest impact theory, that is kind of why the world is on like this clock almost, is because it's like, the universe wants us to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, it really does. It really wants us to crack the code.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's like, we know these humans, like, they've consistently messed it up every single time. So it's almost like we have to keep it like this until they either repopulate another planet or do something like crazy. Like, they get smart enough to realize what's going on, and they have to almost leave this planet. Yeah. Which is mind-boggling to think about. Like, if you sit in your room right now, if you're like alone, and just really think about leaving Earth.
Fuck.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, think about living on another planet.
Like, we're gonna go to Mars.
Yeah, like, we're not here anymore.
Yeah.
And the planet might not have oceans or trees. It's just a big dust ball of red dirt.
Barren dirt.
And then we have to re-agriculture the whole planet, and we have to live in spacesuits, and we have to slowly build colonies to figure it out. And it's like, have you ever seen the movie Interstellar?
That's what I was just about to bring that up. Yeah.
Like when they're like,
and
plan A is
doing,
figure
like,
out
the whole fucking ecosystem thing in the little room, and he's like the little plants, and that's how he lives.
And it's like
that.
and it's like plan A, figure out a planet, but then you watch. Sorry, spoiler alert. If you never watch Interstellar, this is a spoiler. But then they're like, plan A, figure out a planet to go to and repopulate, but that's not really the plan. And the guy and the main scientist that sent him there knows that. He figured out his whole algorithm, but he's like, okay, like this isn't gonna work. Like he's smart enough to figure out like we're just fucked here. Like we've destroyed this planet. So plan B was to repopulate another planet with 500 people. Like they had like the eggs, the fertile eggs that they would incubate and then make into people. Like that might be a reality.
It might be a real thing that's gonna happen. We might have to escape from Earth. Yeah. Fucking hop on a fucking rocket ship and dip out and then repopulate with our fucking sister.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, straight up.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
That would be... I don't want to do that at all, but that would be nuts.
I'll be nuts. Well, maybe if we get 2 families, then you can have...
Yeah, there's a lot of mismatch.
But then it's crazy because people might revolt. Dude, it'd be so hard.
Yeah, because it's just like a human mentality. It's so weird.
Yeah, to be crazy. To get into that moment where it's like life or death.
And then
life or death.
Yeah, you would only be thinking about yourself at that point.
Exactly. It's a weird concept to think about, but it's almost in the near future. It might really happen.
And it's like you shouldn't think about it all the time because then you'll be walking around with a bunch of like anxiety and stuff. But you also need to keep in the back of your mind that is a real possibility.
Yes, there's a lot of things that could go fucking south.
Like it could just take a major left turn.
ChatGPT could fucking go crazy and just kill everybody.
Yeah,
basically.
someone could just launch nukes.
Dude, we knocked the power grid off. We're fucked.
Yeah.
We live on the power grid now. People would literally go insane.
Yeah.
Nothing would work. You couldn't work machinery. Dude, we would die within days.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't die within days, but everything would revolt. Riots would happen.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, like everything would just shut off.
Walmart raided. All these places raided.
Yeah, it's like people go into this like mob mentality when they're like, oh my god.
They start seeing red.
Exactly, and then they just start killing each other.
Exactly.
Because that's what's gonna happen. Like it's so crazy when you watch these movies about like that type of stuff. Like that could really be a possibility.
Yeah, for sure. Or nuclear war. Or all sorts of different possibilities.
Or like even
famine.
We can even talk about like freaking Yellowstone. And what's the
volcano?
Yeah, what's that super volcano called?
Fuck, I'll look
in
it
Yellowstone?
I'll look it up, but continue talking about it.
It's called like I need to know the name before I can keep talking about it. Look up Yellowstone supervolcano name. Yellow supervolcano name.
Caldera.
No, that's not it.
Yellowstone Caldera. Dude, the amount of the world could just push us around. I watched this planet, our planet.
Old Faithful. That's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
Old Faithful is a super volcano, and it's been supposed to explode. You know that?
Really?
Like it goes off every like 6,000 years or whatever. And newsflash, if that bad boy goes off, all of the surrounding states, like not even the surrounding states, America by itself, goodbye. It's gone. You know why? Because it's going to shoot up so much ash that it's going to block the sunlight. And you know what happens when that happens? No crops grow. The water gets polluted. People don't get sunlight, so they start going mad.
Yeah.
Like, there's constant ash falling. If you're in the death zone of it going off, like if you are in like
the death zone.
Yeah, if you're in the death zone, you're gone. Goodbye. Like the people that might have a chance is like New Zealand.
Yeah, I was hearing about that.
You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
because they're like the weirdest spot.
Yeah, and they're like
Location.
right there in the perfect spot. But it's just like stuff like that. It's like we don't even like. I feel like I bet there's obviously people that care about it, but it's like you never hear about that.
Exactly. There's so many fucking things that could really happen. And I was watching Our Planet on Netflix, and the glaciers are melting, and that's like to deal with like global warming and stuff like that. But if the glacier, and this was like, it was like 150-ton-pound of ice just went and capsized itself. And if the whole thing fucking melts, dude, the waves that would occur from that are like a mile-high wave. Think about that. A mile-high wave. It will fucking destroy everything. If the moon somehow gets closer to us in orbit, which is a possibility, then it will fuck with the tides, and volcanoes will happen, and earthquakes, and all sorts of shit. And then once it gets close enough, the gravitational pull of Earth will explode the fucking moon. And then we're fucking fucked.
Yeah. Have you heard about the polar...
Because then it doesn't block out the sun.
Yeah.
And the sun will fucking burn us to a crisp.
Have you heard about the polar shifts?
Yes.
So it's like the world's spinning, right? I don't know 1,000%, but it's like something along these lines. You can look it up too. It's kind of crazy when this, like, it's happened multiple times. So the polar, like, so there's the North Pole and the South Pole. They shift constantly. Like, it happens every so many thousand years. So the world's spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. We don't feel it because the whole world's spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. But then the world, when the poles shift, it just stops.
Jesus.
So do you know what that means?
Boop.
Yep.
To the wall.
Yep, exactly. Giant tsunamis. Buildings just flooded, like giant floods. Like, you can't do anything to stop it. You would be in the top. You would be in the 0.0001% to live. Like, if this happened.
If that were to...
Like, in our lifetime, if the poles shifted in our lifetime, it is such a cataclysmic event that when the poles shift, it changes everything. Literally everything. Imagine the world spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, and then it just stops. It just freezes, and it's only for like 20 minutes.
It could be 5 seconds. It will throw everybody against the wall. It's like going in a car at 100 miles an hour and then someone, a brick wall.
Or slamming on the brakes.
Not even slamming on the brakes. Because slamming on the brakes, you would slow down and slide. I'm saying you would hit a fucking brick wall.
Yeah.
It would be 1,000 miles an hour, stop, where do you go? Flink! Like, imagine if you're going 100 miles an hour in a car and you just stop.
Yeah, just right there.
Boom.
You'd flip.
And we're talking 10x that. What do you think is going to happen to your ass?
Yeah.
You're fucked. You're dead. Obviously, you're dead.
Yeah. It's so
Everyone's
crazy.
dead. You're going to walk in your supermarket and get fucking thrown 100 million miles an hour, 1,000 miles an hour at the wall, which is how much force? I have no idea. But you're fucking dead.
Yeah, or you'd be sitting at the beach and say you don't get thrown and you just look and there's 1,000-foot wave.
And you're just like...
just like, you might as well just stand there. You're not going to live.
Exactly.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, might as well just grab whoever
Embrace
you're
it.
with and be like,
Kiss
cool.
them. Goodbye.
Later. And you're not going to be able to hold on to each other. You're going to get thrown around like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Say, your kids, maybe with a 2-year-old.
Yeah, and then it just...
You're all
and then
dead.
it just starts spinning again.
Doesn't matter. That little bit of time will fuck everything.
And all just like the little microorganisms are left, and then those evolve into what? Horses, cows, chickens, whatever.
And then the process of evolution happens again. Yeah.
It's such a crazy theory to think about.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. And then you can think like, oh, then well, God's not real. But then it's like, I only believe in God because, well, there's a lot of reasons. But also, what started all of it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's got to be something that started it. Evolution's a real thing, in my opinion. I think it definitely happened. But what started evolution? God, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's the only... I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, or like the Big Bang Theory.
That's been disproven.
Oh, really?
They said life started 13 billion years ago. They actually found another fucking... I'm not so fucking smart enough to even remember what they said, but another point of life, like farther away.
Oh, really?
So they don't believe it's the Big Bang anymore.
And it's like another thing. It's like we are one of a gajillion and a half universes.
Exactly.
Like,
Oh my
me and you
God.
are somewhere else right now living completely different lives.
That's what I'm saying. It's so weird. It's infinite. Like, do you think there's another Earth out there?
Yeah. And I heard this thing from Neil deGrasse Tyson about the universe. The universe is infinite and it is constantly getting bigger. So that means infinity is so big that you can't... One, infinity is so big that you can't even imagine it. But two, it's constantly getting bigger.
You can never catch it.
Yeah.
That's the most insane shit to me.
Oh, like, it's like you can't find an edge of... Like, there's not a part of space that just ends.
It's not boxed in.
Yeah, it's not this big of an area.
Exactly. It's not a base Minecraft world with not infinite tech. What is it called? When you on Minecraft, when you can go forever.
Oh, infinite?
Infinite.
Yeah,
Infinite.
it's literally infinite. Yeah, and the world just keeps generating.
It just keeps, bingo, just keeps fucking generating. And that's actually what we live on. It just keeps going and keeps going, and more planets and more planets and more planets.
And then more Milky Ways and more wormholes and this and that and different solar systems. It's just crazy.
And we have this idea of like aliens being like fucking like little creatures, and I told like they could be little creatures. I definitely believe in aliens too, but they could just be people just like us that are more advanced and they have spaceships.
Yeah.
And they're traveling to different planets trying to figure shit out. And they see us and they're like, we don't know if we could do that. And they're observing us, being smart about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's really crazy just to think about like all this like we're on a ball,
all this
floating
shit,
through
all this
infiniteness.
Shit. Exactly. Yeah, and to really like wrap it up, because we're almost out of time. To really wrap it up, it's like through Brittany Griner and the shit that we talk about, to the issues that we have, to the volcanoes, to all this shit, to even going outer space. Like everything is so up in the air. You know, like to credit cards, to whatever the case may be. And like you were saying, I want to touch back on that. Like, if you think about all this, you're just gonna stress yourself the fuck out.
Yeah.
But be aware of it.
Be aware. That is a perfect way to say it.
Don't
be so like in your own space that you're not aware of it, but you just need to like we're not saying think about it all the time, because that is for sure not good. You're gonna go literally psychotic.
Literally.
But you just need to be aware of it. Like, and if we're all aware of it, I think the world would move so much smoother.
100%.
It's so crazy.
It's so crazy. All right, y'all. We're going to wrap it up.
All right. That was basically the conspiracy theory.
Yep.
Stay tuned for more. We'll have a podcast up this weekend, and then this one that we're recording right now will be up Friday next week.
And then we'll do every Friday.
It'll be uploaded on Friday. Don't think about the time, but it will be up probably, hopefully, 5 o'clock Friday, or it might just be uploaded.
Just sometime Friday. It will be up.
Just
like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Turn on post notifications.
I love it.
Just, get active in the comments. Also, ask us some questions. We want to hear what you people think. Also, I've been thinking, too, we should have some of our friends on.
Agreed.
Like, we should get a guest or two every once in a while, because that'd be fun. Or even, like, we could get a better, like, space eventually, and then we could have, like, smarter people.
Proposition that we've been talking about.
Yeah, and we could get smarter people on just to, like, hear about, like, their life experiences and
their
everything.
thoughts on shit like we just talked about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, too, eventually, once this becomes more of a, like, thing, I want us to be able to go for a little longer than an hour,
Yeah,
but
maybe 3 hours.
Yeah, or
like
however long it takes
to
get the whole conversation done.
Yeah, agreed.
But I feel like for right now, an hour is pretty good.
It's pretty good, yeah.
So
I think we need a better space. I need more time. Both got plans later. We need shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like if we had a better space, we could just be like, okay, we're gonna shoot it on a Wednesday night, and we could sit there.
Just fucking chill and sit there till we have to go to sleep or some shit.
Yep, exactly.
And if we fucking move in together, dab me up one time. If we move in together, it'd be dope, and we can just go to bed after.
Exactly.
All right, go to bed. Good night, bro.
See ya. Good night.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in.
Cool.
And
it's been Late Night Thoughts. Peace.
I knew I would make it. Thought we were forever, but you know you're clever, so you would do shit like just lie in my face. Never say never, but my heart is severed. I don't think I ever want to see you again. I gave you trust and you